Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this May the 21st, noontime 2025, late spring, seasonably chilly, drizzly, overcast, and cloudy from just north of downtown Detroit inside the mobile compound with a current official temperature of a chilly 46 degrees J. And on this 21st of May, we have created a new all-time high in the Bitcoin price just a short while ago at $109,581.09. Just about, let's try to get as official as we can get. Let's see. That's about right there, $109,512.11. And if we zoom out into the daily time frame, you can see we've been in this rising channel right here ever since we had that double bottom at $74,000. And we were saying it's either going to be a bull trap. I still believed it was going to break down. It briefly and has snuck through an all-time high. And I was thinking that this would, if it does that, shoot up to and green up there, 119,286.47, which would be the targeted move. But this hasn't broken out of the channel. I guess it could keep sneaking up in this channel this way. But our next major short-term resistance would be up here in this channel at about $112,937, right? Because you can see what we've been doing is upper resistance, upper resistance, upper resistance, lower support, lower support, lower support, lower support, right? So we have a classic uptrend and a classic overhead resistance in this rising channel. And as we do know, channels are bullish continuation patterns, rising channels, but they're bearish when they finally break down. And a technical breakdown out of a channel like this would be where the bottom of the channel was created, which would be down there at around $86,000. So this is very, very interesting. You can see we held in the last 3 days support on the moving or on the uptrend right there. You can see that clearly. If we zoom in here, you can see this confirmed support. We don't care. Confirmed support, and then the pump right there, right? So that's very, very interesting. We're going to continue to watch this now as we've created a new all-time high, which would suggest we could break up another $10,000 to the upside target. Below it are the moving averages. The 50-day is now sitting just below the 97,285 resistance level, major support level now. And the 200-day moving average is just below the critical support level of the 90,000 and change. So that's what's going on there in the Bitcoin price. We're going to continue to watch this with the Bitcoin price, but we continue to notice as we sneak up again for another leg to the upside, we can just add another one of these. Volume 1 with pump 1, volume 2 with pump 2, volume 3 with pump 3, volume 4 with attempting and halfway through pump 5. Notice the pumps are getting smaller each time on the way up, and the volume is getting weaker each time on each successive pump in an up and sideways consolidation. And I'm going to keep harping on this, and I could be harping it to my own demise, but an up and sideways consolidation with the falling volume is often a sign that the price action is being exhausted and it's going to reverse on itself. But we've been saying that for quite some time. But the price action hasn't blown up and broken out to the upside. It's just been squeaking out in the same pattern. So we're going to continue to watch to see exactly how this all eventually does play out. Do we get up to that $119,000? Do we start to roll over on ourselves and come test underneath support? Right? These are all critical questions that will be answered here as time goes on. The XLM price has now bounced off of successfully right now off of the 200-day moving average down there at just below the 28 cents at 28.75 cents. And now we're above the 100-day moving average on a nice bounce today. And if we zoom in to the hour time frame as we get rid of that useless advertising, you can see it bounced beautifully off of that, and it's trying to create a nice reversal. And if this reversal trend can continue, it can be like what we were talking about yesterday, the next leg up into this, what would be a rising channel, just like Bitcoin up, and our next immediate target on a break up would be right here at about 37 cents in the XLM price with a major overhead resistance of 43 cents up here, right? So that's what we're watching out for in the XLM price as we've had a bullish cross. The moving averages are running almost parallel now as the price action has been trading within a range over the past couple of weeks. And obviously the major underneath support is sitting there at 25 cents. The XRP is the same thing. You can see we bounced successfully off of that 50-day moving average the other day. We're sitting now attempting to turn the daily candle green at $2.40. And if we can do that, just like XLM, you could try to be forming the next leg of this upside where you had pump 1, consolidation, pump 2, consolidation, pump 3, consolidation. You might be trying to go up for a pump 4, which would get you up to about $2.80, right? So that's what we're looking at. Well, obviously the $2.55, the major overhead resistance, a spot that pump 3 got rejected on back here, just like it did if you look back in the chart. When it flipped it as resistance right here, you can see it tried to hold it as support, but it finally flipped it as resistance with resistance, 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 and then confirmed it down, right? So that's what we're looking right now in the short term with XRP. This is a very critical time for all of these coins, whether they continue to pump or there's a big reversal now that we snuck out a new all-time high. If we look at AMP, a prototypical of AMP, everything else was moving. AMP's been trading sideways, but AMP's doing what AMP does. It likes to pump, wick up, consolidation, pump, wick up, consolidation when it's going up, right? And you'll notice that even bigger when we were on the major pumps. See how it was doing this? The big wicks on the way up and then the consolidation. But here we've been in this falling channel ever since early December of 2024. We've been following and been talking about ever since we got down to about right here into this falling channel that there would be an eventual breakout and the upper target would be the top part of the channel as a technical target. And we've been waiting, and we've wicked up now from our swing low about a week ago down here, couple of weeks ago, late April, down there, or early April. It was actually a long time ago, about a month and a half ago. We've went up about 93% from wick to wick, right? Now we're consolidating in between the moving averages, and if this thing breaks up, the next move to the upside in this pump would be all the way up here very quick, and then a consolidation likely just below it. And then if the bullish action continued, then you could wick up to the ultimate technical target. But we're continuing to try to work on this. As long as you hold above the 50-day in the daily, you're very, very bullish in the short term. If you get above the 200 in the daily, you're extremely bullish in the medium term to try to maybe get up to that technical target up there with the AMP price. Algo is the same thing. You can see we came all the way down, had our pump up to what we called here in blue. We still think maybe eventually it's going to come down here to the 10-cent level. We had our big pump up to the 20 cents, got rejected a couple of times. Now we've consolidated beautifully along the 50-day moving average there in the daily time frame. And now we could be looking at, just like the other coins, trying to make another leg to the upside and try to bust through the moving averages again and get on top of it, but this time hold it as support and then continue another leg to the upside and dig deeper and crawl in and chip away at this major upper resistance in the red resistance box, right? So that's what we're looking at there. In the Algo price, obviously your major underneath support, if you broke the 50-day moving average, would be down, excuse me, would be down here at about 19 cents, right? So that's what we're looking like in Algo over the immediate short term here. XCN's the same thing. You can see after the ferocious pump off that 0.00813 cents, it bounced up and fought through the top part of the first purple zone at 0.01496, pumped up to our next box that we were talking about up here in the lighter purple at about 0.02274, and you can see what happened. It did what we thought it would, rejection once, then it got rejected again, consolidated on the 50-day moving average now, and is attempting to make another run up, which it did a couple of days ago, and it got rejected again for 3 straight times. Now you kind of have this wedge consolidation, and you could look at XCN in 2 sort of patterns here. One, this is going to continue to get rejected and end up back towards the 200-day moving average into this darker purple box down here, right? And get stuck in here. Or 2, this could be some sort of a consolidation with a pennant flag like that, right? And then you would have a targeted move like this if it broke bullish to the upside from the start to the top to the point of a breakout. And that would get you all the way up here on a phenomenal pump, a major pump That would be a technical target up to 0.06 in XCon, and that would be another hyper pump, because from current price, that would be a phenomenal, massive explosion of 234.69%. But there would be major resistances along the way in this purple trading box right up here, right? See that? But on the way down, you would be getting back into this darker purple box. If you broke to the downside, you would come down, try to hold it as support, break down to the 200-day moving average, come back, use it as resistance, and that would continue to trade you down closer to the bottom part of this purple trading zone down here. We need to make that purple at the 0.00801. So there's a lot of swing and a lot of massive potential here. Notice the moving averages again in this coin are all running parallel to each other, because there's going to be a massive move, a massive breakout in the cryptocurrencies. Whether that's up or down is still to be determined, but a massive buildup, a massive explosion is coming in the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology sphere in the coming days and weeks. And another coin, you can see the moving averages are squeezing on itself, which lets you know there's a major move coming. And in XDC, if the major move is to the upside, the major move would pump all the way up to here, about the 10 to 11 cents on a major bullish pump to the upside. But on the contrary, to the downside, the major break, the major damn burst would be down here at the 0.0419 cents, or the top part of this orange support and resistance box. Like the channel, subscribe, become members of Jabroni Killers. This channel is built on truth, trust, education, and information, most importantly for you, the retail trader. And this is one, if not the only channel that looks out for you. It's vital and valuable to spread the word by liking, by subscribing, become members of $3.99 a month. Jabroni Killers, the cheapest and best value and easiest way to support a channel built for you, the retail trader. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow.